Every room was prepared for a life after death. Stone was cut so that power could live forever underground. Every room was prepared for a life after death. Food, water, gold, and servants were all part of the plan. Behind the coffin walked those who would follow him forever. The coffin went down first, as it always did. The living walked behind the dead. Bare feet on cold stone sounded louder underground.
The air became colder the deeper they walked.
At the bottom, the room of the dead was waiting.
The tomb was arranged like a room for a long stay.
A bed for a man who would never sleep again. And servants for a man who would never speak again.
They stood along the walls like furniture that could breathe. The girl looked around and understood the truth.
Above them, the final ritual had begun. The stone door started to move. Slowly, because heavy things move slowly.
Dust fell like dry rain from the ceiling. The girl looked up and did not move. The light became a thin line. Then the line disappeared.
The door was closed, but they were still alive.
Time inside the tomb had begun. The girl did not sit.
Time inside the tomb had begun. The water was there, but it was not for them.
One by one, they began to sit, then to lie down. But the girl was still standing. The fire was smaller now. The air was no longer the same.
The girl finally sat down.
Some were already lying still. The fire was very small now. The air was getting harder to breathe. The girl tried to breathe slowly.
One of them stopped moving first.
No one screamed. The fire was almost gone.
More bodies stopped moving.
The girl was very tired now. The fire. Darkness filled the room slowly. The girl finally lay down. Most of them were no longer breathing.
The girl was still breathing. The last fire was very small.
She looked into the darkness. She was very close to sleep. Only a few were still alive now. She was very close to sleep. She could not see the room anymore. The last fire went out. Now there was only darkness. In the dark, only breathing remained. After some time, fewer breaths could be heard. Only a few were still breathing. Then, one more breath stopped. Soon, there was almost nothing. Now, only... The breath was very slow. She took one more breath. In the dark, time continued without them. The tomb became a silent room. The king was not alone. Outside, the world continued, as always. And inside the tomb, they remained forever.